What is going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. Today we got the Chronicle Raptor bust. Now, I had a lot of issues with my seller on this particular bust, and honestly, I'm very worried. They used extremely cheap tape, and the styrofoam moves a lot. They didn't have a art box. They never told me that. I knew they didn't have a brown shipper, but they never said no art box. So it's basically just the styrofoam inside of this. And it took the seller a month to ship this, well over a month actually. And when they wanted to finally ship it, I'd opened a PayPal claim. They told me to close the claim so they can have money to ship it. And I'm like, absolutely not. And so they refunded me, or at least I thought they did. Like, I got an email from PayPal saying refunded, case closed. And then I said, hey, I'll just pay you again. Now you can have it. But I'm like, well, he doesn't have the money. How do you even refund me if he can't even pay to ship it? Anyways, I paid him again. He asked for more money this time. He did ship it. We got it here a few days later. Gizmo, what are you doing? Don't want him eating styrofoam. He likes to eat it. And it arrived 4 days later like this. And then I got an email this morning from PayPal saying the refund didn't go through. So he still owes me money, and PayPal better cover me on that. And he says it's going to take a week to pay me now. And I'm like, I just paid you 4 days ago. Pay me back that. So I may have to contact PayPal, and hopefully there's no issues. I'm guessing this is going to be broken though, so I'm going to record me opening this. I have not touched it yet. Alrighty, so here we go. Yeah, like I said, this moves due to very cheap tape being used. Like, if you're going to ship the statue, at least use high quality tape, not this cheap crap. So, I mean, yeah, I can just lift this up. I don't even need to. Okay, no visible damage just yet. But as you can see, you know, this tape is extremely cheap. Extremely cheap. Alrighty. Here is the base covered in tons of styrofoam. Want to get all this off before I freaking set it up, and it's easier to do it over the box. Sorry folks, I know some people don't like that. Alrighty. Alright, one thing to note immediately, there is some chip damage right there. He told me it was mint. That was not disclosed. Granted, it will be behind the bus, but still, that should have been disclosed. Got freaking styrofoam everywhere. Jupiter. Gizmo. God, freaking. Let me just put him upstairs. Goodness. Little boy's trying to eat styrofoam. Alrighty. Hopefully no issues with actual Raptor. The heck? That's the easiest freaking way to get this. All right, folks, just a sec. Okay, got it in. Let's check it out real quickly, see what we think. It's definitely a lot smaller than my current Raptor bust. Not nearly as... I'll show you guys some differences. All right. Check the eyes. They're a little dirty, but in this eye, okay. I'm not seeing. Okay, so the only issue is that little black scuff mark. We'll need to fix that, and I need to air dust it. But here it is. These type of busts are best viewed from like that angle. Before I set this up in my other spot, I'm going to bring my custom out here, which is for sale, by the way, but I do want to compare them. So I'm going to dust this, put that box away, compare the two, and now, as far as I'm concerned, that should have been disclosed, and he still owes me $1,600. So that's obviously a huge issue. He owes me that money. So let's go ahead and clean them up and bring out my custom. Alrighty, YouTubers. So here are the two Raptors. Lo and behold, we're going to measure these bad boys. And keep in mind, the Chronicle is on a 1-inch Lazy Susan. So the Chronicle, from the bottom of the base to the top, you're looking about 29 inches. And I already know this one's 39 inches. So this has 10 inches in height. Of course, a lot of that is the base. I will hold this directly next to this. They're supposed to be the exact sculpt from Stan Winston Studios. Now, the eyes are definitely different. The Chronicles are glass eyes, where this is like some sort of bubble resin. I'm not sure the exact language. You know, as far as the depth of this, nearly 27 inches on the custom. The custom is made by Alien FX. This one is more about 26 inches, so about 1 inch. Now this bad boy weighs a lot. This one is light as a feather. So, check that out. Yeah, so this one's like, it's made of like a very thin resin, and it's like hollow inside. Like you can actually see this pole sticking through the throat if you look close enough. Now, in terms of accuracy, based off the movie, I would say Chronicle is more accurate. This one, like, it has a really nice paint app. You know, it's more like striped, where this is more like the dotted look. You know, like a lot of just like black dots, more or less. That's actually accurate to the movie. You know, when you watch the original Jurassic Park, that is like spot on image of what those raptors look like. So check out some of the like teeth detail on this one. The tongue, it's a very light pink. And then this one is like a darker pink and even has like almost like this blackish hue. The teeth, you know, and then there is the eye. You see that intricate design? And then that one, not as intricate in my opinion. Although that one is a little bit glossier than the Chronicle eye. The Chronicle eye seems to stick out a little bit more, you know, and then the inner design of the eye is actually, you know, more like individual lines. Yeah, definitely a lot more intricate on the Chronicle one. Now, like, look at the top of the head. And then this one. This one has like a shiny gloss coat to it. The sculpts definitely look very, very similar, no doubt. I wouldn't say they're 100% the exact same. Like, there are some subtle differences between the two. So this one is definitely about 10% bigger. And then obviously the base is propping that up hugely. But it's definitely bigger, and I think it has more neck. You know, like if you look where the neck cuts off on that versus that, I would say this one has a solid 3 inches more neck than the Chronicle. Now, some of you might be questioning why I bought the Chronicle. It's for many, many reasons. One, I'm not the biggest fan of, I can see the pipe through there. Now, granted, it's very difficult. I don't like the fact I can see like white resin underneath this. It's very light and it doesn't like flow perfectly like a statue does. It's also, frankly, too big for my setup. I like the size because it has a ton of presence, but it's too big for where I'm putting it. It's very, you know, crammed due to the size. So, you know, this one being a much smaller footprint, both shorter and, you know, just not as big, taking up much space, it's going to make it a lot easier in my setup. You know, in addition to being fully licensed, it doesn't have visible white resin anywhere. It's heavy as pho. You know, I like the bases on both. I mean, that's more like rock with a sign and leaves, where this is like, you know, Jurassic Park logo, black underbase, and then a cracked rock look, propping it up almost like a mounted head you would see in some sort of, you know, rich guy's house. It's kind of crazy having two Raptor busts, to be brutally honest. Yeah, overall, I definitely like the Chronicle quite a bit. There's definitely some things I like better on it than the custom. You know, example, look at that. It's, you know, more pinkish, or that one, it's not quite as pink. I would say I prefer the Chronicle over that. I would say overall I prefer the Chronicle I like the teeth and tongue better on Chronicle. Obviously, Chronicle has the more accurate paint app. It's definitely a more dry look. But it is more accurate. And I will show you a quick pic as well. Give me just a second. All right, we're going to go check out some of the images of, you know, the Raptors do change their looks for sure. But, you know, check out, like, in the kitchen right there. That's kind of hard to see, honestly. It's kind of hard to see in these photos, but you guys can Google some additional photos. Nevertheless, the Chronicle is definitely more movie accurate. It's obviously going to be much easier to display. It's much heavier. Now, it's obviously more expensive as well. Chronicle, you know, originally I was going to pay $1,600 for this. I ended up paying $1,750, although technically still $1,600 of my money. So in reality, if I don't get that money back, I paid a heck of a lot more. So I'm sure PayPal will cover me. The guy claims he'll send the money next week, but we'll see about that. If not, we'll make a video on it. Check that out. I need to take a photo of that. Boom. It's actually really cool seeing them side by side. I wouldn't say the mouth openings are the exact same. I would say that one is a tad more open, just like a hair, like 3% more open. Definitely more body. Like Chronicle cuts off about right there, as you can see. Check that out. So again, I am selling my custom one. So this, the way it ships more or less is you ship the Raptor in kind of like one box, and then you ship the rock and everything else in another, and then you just bubble wrap it. So it's kind of like two boxes I have to ship it in. But I'm willing to let it go for 1,000 shipped, which I'm losing money because I had to pay $1,200 plus shipping. So if you're looking at like Alien FX right now, I think he charges $1,600 plus shipping. So that is an absolute steal to get this Raptor bust. Now, of course, I'm not going to go below 1,000. At that point, I'm like, well, yeah, no way. 1,000 shipped is what I'll do for the custom Alien FX bust. 39 inches tall, and you know, bear in mind all the things I told you about it. It's a very light bust. I believe it's made of a, you know, just like a thin resin. That rock is something you'd get at like Lowe's, and it's a PVC pipe with a little board holding it up, and then a bunch of leaves, and that signboard, which is magnetized to it. You know, so that is what you'll get. This is what it looks like in comparison to Chronicle, which is nearly double the cost. But let's see how Chronicle fits in this setup, because for the last forever, I've only seen this one in my setup. Let's see how Chronicle looks. Alright, so there is two ways I can go ahead and display it. I can display it this way. Now, if you remember, I always had it facing this way. Technically, I can do it this way, although that, does stick out and cause kind of a walking hazard. Granted, it's about the same walking hazard as these shelves, but I will just have to be a little bit careful if I put it right here. Putting it right here is a really good angle, I will admit. Just facing forward, I get to walk by, see it like that. And as you can see, it's not taking up this entire spot like the last one was. That's option A. Option B is going to have it coming this way, which I'll try, but I am digging how that looks. And actually, I think I could bring it back even a little bit more. But I do like that look. I think that looks really good. All right, and this is how it looks going this way. I don't like how close his mouth is to that tongue. If I'm facing it this way, I think my other Raptor bust honestly works better. I think it has to face the other way. I don't like it this way. I liked it on my custom one because he was so tall, it didn't cover that. But look how close he is. Like, you can't even see that tail anymore. So I think it would be best we have it facing this direction. Alrighty, so that is the final display. I spread those out, pushed it all the way back, all the way to the side. It's gonna display like that for the hallway. So yeah, I'll just need to be a tad careful. Like I always walk to my side right here. I'll just have to start one step earlier. There it is though, Chronicle Raptor bust. You can see it next to all my other Velociraptors. So this is every Velociraptor owned outside of Blue, which is, much more unique. What do you guys think? Chronicle Raptor bust. Definitely looks awesome, no doubt. Very, very cool. Love it. That's it though, folks. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.